Welcome whiskey lovers, my name is Adrian Gooj and this is What's My Dram? A channel dedicated to fine and rare vintage whiskies from around the world, so let's get dramming. Ladies and gents, today we're going to look at one of the most iconic whiskies probably in the universe, and that's the Johnnie Walker Black Label series. I'm sure some of you will go, well, Gooj, there's the red label, there's the green label, the gold label, the blue label. Why are you not talking about those? Yeah, I know. We'll do that in the next couple of series, but today we're going to concentrate on the history of Johnnie Walker and the Black Label series. Well, what does it come to your mind when I talk about Black Label series? Is it one of those that you can get probably in the corner shop or off the shelf right now? You probably think it's not something that is that prestigious, but let me tell you, when Johnnie Walker started this, the Black Label started this, it was created to perfection. And I hope you're not going to think, boy, did I click onto the wrong channel? This old guy's going to talk about some yucky, tasteless, not so good Black Label. Well, we're going to find out, and we'll have a look at why I think this is so special. Well, hear me out. I've traveled extensively around the world searching for the finest and rarest vintage whiskies, and during my travel I've noticed how everyone takes their drink. Some like it neat, some like it with a dash of water, some like it on an ice cube, and some drinks it in the form of a cocktail. But you know what? It's so personal. If you like it, drink it. And if you drink it and you enjoy it, smile. Get another glass. Today, besides the history of Johnnie Walker Black Label, I've brought you whiskies from different eras of Black Label, from the 50s to the current ones. So let's get cracking. Well, first, a little history of Johnnie Walker. Before Johnnie Walker was one of the biggest brands in the world, old John Walker was just one of your friendly grocers back in the days. Well, by mid-1820s, when the distillation law of England got a little bit more relaxed, he had a lot of requests by his customers to blend some whiskies. So he did everything tailor-made. He found all these different distilleries that were quite near him because he didn't even own a distillery. And he blended all these nice things for their customers, and they loved it. And he branded under the name Kilmarnock whiskey. Well, John Walker died in 1857 and his sons took over. So from 1865, they rebranded it and called it the Old Highland whiskey. Well, Johnnie Walker is quite famous from 1900s onwards, and they made three different types. It was the 5-year-old Old Highland, there was the 9-year-old Special Old Highland, and there was the 12-year-old Extra Special Old Highland. Well, the 5-year-old Old Highland gave way, didn't really last that long, but then the 9 and 12 years old both went into a successful thing. But back then, people couldn't be bothered to say such a long name. Can I have a bottle of Old Special? Can I have a bottle of Extra Special Old Highland? They just said, can I have the one in the red label? Can I have the one in the black label? And by then, the grandkids said, yeah, we'll just use Black Label and Red Label, and hence the Johnnie Walker Colored series began. So the Black Label started around 1906, and it's a blend of around 40 different grain and malt whiskies, aged minimum of 12 years. And it's blended by 12 master blenders, of which one of them that is most famous is Master Blender Mr. Jim Beveridge. Now this guy and his team, think about it, from 1906 they have to keep everything consistent throughout the years. It's already quite spectacular because stock fluctuate. And these distilleries are scattered around Scotland. So to bring everything together and having something like this, I think it's a wonderful thing. And what I have for you is probably my favorite era, the 1970s series. You know, if I tell you what's inside this bottle, you would press pause and you run out and you buy one of this right away. The inside content of this blended Black Label 1970s consists of, get ready now, press pause if you need, Port Ellen, Rosebank, Brora, Banff, Convalmore, and many more. Can you imagine 1970s you have Port Ellen? A minimum aged of 12 years whiskey. This, technically speaking, you're drinking whiskey from the 1960s. Can you go out and buy a bottle of 1960s Port Ellen or Rosebank or Brora? Probably, and it'll probably cost you an arm and a leg, or maybe half a liver, both kidneys, who knows? But this is such an affordable whiskey, if you can find it. And now, let's have a wee dram. Ooh, press pause, zoom in, and see that golden color. This is fantastic. To the nose, you get that hint of smokiness, that little bit of nutty flavor. By the way, if you're a nut allergy, drink this and you know what nuts taste like, and you won't get anything. You'll be fine. That aftertaste that stays in there, lingers with you. How can you find modern whiskey that will give you this? You probably can, but this is why I love the 1970s Black Label. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whiskey lovers, if you do decide to go out and buy a bottle of vintage whiskey, let me tell you how to differentiate the different eras. On my left-hand side, on your right, this is from the 1950s. You can see they have the metal wiring, a little bit like the old champagne corks that they put, a little bit of metal wiring on the top of the cap. The 60s, they have a cork. Now comes the 70s, you have the golden caps. The 80s, you have a golden cap with a black top. 90s is a complete black cap. And then here you get the year 2000 series. And there you go. So if you like it, go out and try it, adopt a whiskey. So here we are, the full set of Johnnie Walker Black Label series. A lot of you like to drink it neat, like I mentioned before, with a cube of ice, dash of water, but have you considered mixing these lovely whiskeys to make a fine cocktail? Well, if you do have recipes and you want me to make it on the next episode, send it to me. Like and subscribe this channel. Give me all your little recipes. I will share my recipe with you. So next time when we come together, we will make some nice fruity cocktail. Summer's coming, so what are you waiting for? Until then, keep dramming, folks. This evening, we'll talk about the Black Label. Sex hot. I mean, set's hot. A set is hot. Now this guy, why am I looking over there? I'm not looking at the camera. I don't know what. Are you okay? The set is hot.
Rolling.
You have to count 3, 2, 1. Wait, paper.
No.
Oh, okay. And what I have for you here is probably my favorite era. And this is from the 1970s. I don't know what to say. So now you know how to differentiate each series of Black Label. Oh dear. Hi. I'll do it in a Scottish accent. I don't think anyone will have a clue.
Hear me out. Let's go.
Hear me out again? Are we doing that? I thought you got cracking already.
Oh, happy hour.
Aye, happy hour, me coming.